So welcome to UCR presents What a Drag, episode 2 and 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under combined, because they were both exciting episodes, but I don't feel like they stood alone. They needed to be.
Okay, I'm gonna call bullshit straight away. There was a little KatAstrophe recording episode 2, so there was a little bit of a delay on episode 2. So we decided to look, why not have a double the fun kind of thing? And
I'm happy for flashbacks. I am happy for flashbacks. We will do black and white flashbacks of that episode.
Yes, so we're doing a bit of an update. We have a very special guest with us. Say hey, Matt. Say hey to the people out there in Cyberland.
Hey, Cyberland.
So, you actually have a little bit of a professional relationship with Drag Race. Do you want to tell people about that?
Oh, it's not that professional actually when I think about it. I was just pretty obsessed watching that season 6 and just decided to start violently DMing Adore Delano. And then a few months later, I got a call from her manager saying that she was coming out, and I just ended up jumping in a video and like choreographing for her a little bit. And yeah, it was just really random, really fun, but I wouldn't call it professional, no.
Hey, well, it's close. It's a closer link to us than we've got. So
I was going to say more professional than we've ever been. So,
so as Kat said, we are going to discuss episodes number 2 and 3 of Drag Race Down Under. Now, we'll start with episode 2. Oh, okay. Kat, you can go first. I don't even know how to start. So, Kat, what was your feeling?
Let's just talk about JoJo being eliminated. How do we feel about her leaving after episode 1 and like her little message on the mirror? Was anyone sad?
Look, I should probably like speak up more because she's like my local queen, but I really don't know that. I don't know that she should have gone. I feel like she wasn't the worst.
I don't think she was the most shit, no. But
the most shit.
Shit happens, girl. Like,
yeah, let's be honest. Matt, any feelings on Coco leaving so early?
Oh, Coco.
No, sorry, not Coco. JoJo. I'm so sorry, JoJo.
I just feel like JoJo kind of reminded me of myself. Wanted to just have this heart and this message to go in, but like just didn't have the execution just yet. And I'm really unfortunate that her story had to end so quickly because I think she had a lot to bring. But I just think that now we're looking at Drag Race and looking over the whole history of it, where like this is like maybe like close to the 20th season. So I think the queens need to know that there's a certain like kind of standard and level that they need to be bringing. And unfortunately, I don't think that she was up to par with some of the others.
I completely agree with you, Matt, because I think she was a very interesting contestant. I just think the little things, the little polish she just didn't have. Like, like she had the hairnet hanging out. Like little things like that. Like
Michelle clocks every single one. Like Michelle was just the boom, boom, boom.
Michelle just fucked her, pretty much.
Yeah, she had the heart though. She had the heart, she had the message, and I think it was we don't get that representation, especially as queer Aboriginal kind of thing in any mainstream kind of display, like of media or whatnot.
Well, this is the first time.
Yeah, exactly. And like even how she said that she grew up in missions and stuff, I was like, wow, I didn't even know that existed here. Like, and it's just like, it's crazy to think that someone like that I live kind of in the same country as has experienced so much when I've just been so privileged and like, but yeah, gone too soon, but I think it was sadly the one that had to.
Look, I think that in the end, and we did have this conversation on the previous recording, the quality of the show itself isn't necessarily met production value-wise with the US. We have a stranger joining us.
Oh, shit.
Jeffrey Emmett, what are you doing here? She snuck in through the back door. You're muted, by the way.
Hi, boss.
She's not. Hey, Jeff.
You know I like to sneak in through the back door.
We do know. We do know. So, Jeff, this is Matt. Matt, this is Jeff. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Jeff. Nice to meet you.
We've just woken Jeffrey up. What time is it in the US, my love?
6:40 something.
You've done well.
Don't do that, bitch. My face is all
You're looking
puffy.
good. You're looking good. You're looking good. So we were just talking
not as
about
bad as this bitch.
oh, we're throwing cat shade straight away.
Absolutely.
Don't
I've been
even
waiting.
fucking start tonight, okay?
No, Jeffrey, we were talking about we've only just started talking about episode 2. What do you think of Australian drag or Down Under drag race so far?
I think RuPaul should be ashamed of herself only offering $30,000 like she can't afford it as the prize money.
Oh.
That's just embarrassing. And
Look, she's hardly going to put her own hand in her own pocket, was she?
Listen, she's just cheap. I didn't know, she was black and Jewish.
Have you had a bit of a haircut, Jeffrey? Emmett?
No, it's just a mess.
Oh, okay. You're looking very slick and
my light went out.
oh, that's all right. I think you have. You've had a haircut since the last time I saw you.
It's
Anyway,
like bad
so
drag race.
what I was just saying is the production values are obviously significantly less for the Australian version, the Canadian version, and the UK version.
And the Holland version, and the Spain version, and the Caribbean.
Everything that's not the US version gets those, cheaper dollary dues.
And it makes the contestants look a little bit messier because they're not
that's
as
what I was
polished.
going with, Kat.
I was watching a season 2 episode earlier because I was going through on Stan to watch these episodes tonight to get fresh. And they look rougher. RuPaul looks rougher. RuPaul's got
I don't know what's going on with RuPaul
RuPaul's
this
got
season.
this going on my face right now. Like, bronzer just smashed up the nose, whatever. And I'm like, oh, girl, like it doesn't look cute. So she's obviously got everything on point now, not just the makeup artist, but the lighting, everything.
But as we said, you've got to
Production
realize
values are up.
You've got to realize the American version is 13 plus what? 5 seasons
It's
of
All-Stars.
All-Stars plus Celebrity. Like it's, as Matt said, it's nearly 20 seasons in. They've got that formula down in the US. They don't have it down here, and especially since they had to move to New Zealand for the filming. Do you know what I mean? It's just not there.
I completely get it. Like, I get it. Like, I know, but RuPaul don't look rough under that camera, except for the first episode when she couldn't do it because Raven wasn't there. But like it, she don't look rough still. Like even on the cheaper budgets on UK and the Aussie season,
She's in the same
made sure they lit her well.
All right, let's not argue about Rue's
dress every motherfucking season.
Well, look, no points for originality, but look, there are points for pulling this so quickly. I can't believe it was the second episode of the season and we got to Snatch Game. Straight up. Like, and man, I don't know what you guys think, but it was pretty.
But before we
bad.
get into Snatch Game, can we just quickly clarify? This is one of my notes that I made sure I wrote down before it actually got to Snatch Game. Was that Art Simone had said that she has the best looks out of all of the queens of the whole competition. Like, she actually made sure that was a point that she made before they even went into the mini challenge and the maxi challenge. Like, she made sure that was like her little bump up before they went to anything. It was like, I have the best looks of the season. And then, we all know it eventuated later, but
awkward for her. But anyway, let's look at this collection of characters that we had for Snatch Game. So we had a Dolly Parton. We had a Bindi Irwin. We had Lizzo. We had I know, close. We had Queen Elizabeth. We had what's her name? Jennifer Coolidge. we had a Moira Rose, we had Magda Savansky, we had Lindy Chamberlain, and we had Dr.
The obvious
Seuss.
winner.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna be straight up honest. I think 2 of them were great, and the rest of them were just
Well, which ones were great?
horrendous.
Steve?
Well, look, if you want my straight up opinion, this bitch was iconic.
Yes.
I don't care what happens. I actually had to tell Jeffrey who Lindy Chamberlain was the other day, and now he's obsessed with the whole thing. But I thought it was a very funny, darkly satirical take on not Lindy, but the character that the Australian media created for Lindy. Like, she looks nothing like
Well,
her.
I got that too. It was
honest.
satire. It was
Yeah,
satirical.
it was definitely
I got
satire.
it.
It was
I
funny
don't know
as
if
fuck.
Lindy could watch that and think it's funny because, you know, but I'm sure she could appreciate that the fact that she's already been fucking smeared and run under tires, that, you know, what some drag queen does with what they've done to her is not that bad.
She's probably out chasing those dingoes, bitch.
No, she's
Don't
fine.
joke, love. No.
And then I think the second most amazing one was obviously Queen Lizzie. I mean, those lines themselves were hilarious.
It was good. Anita
Which is
Winkler.
what drag is. It's a
I like
That
exactly.
was
How do you
amazing.
what do you do? Don't piss me off and wear a seatbelt. I mean,
So do we think Anita Winkler as Queen Lizzie and etc. as Lindy Chamberlain were the 2 best? Do we all agree on that?
I'm lagging pretty much, so I could be over talking.
that's all right. Go.
I thought it was really well done, but I was surprised to see a lot of. Well, I wasn't surprised, but there was a lot of online backlash, like thrown etc's way, and I think it wasn't necessarily a great, like, I don't understand stan culture, and I don't think it's really I don't understand how people would think that it's okay to like threaten or take anything personally from a TV show, but like I think it was a great opportunity to open up a conversation about such a pop culture moment, and it was like one of the first time, like it was like the first media like murder trial that was like publicly like discussed, and I think that
if we're honest, it was made into a major motion picture starring Meryl Streep, and then like Jeffrey had no idea about that because he's a New Yorker, and like this episode had brought that to the forefront. It was like a major moment in Australian history.
So Jeffrey,
I think it has its pros and cons. You know, people can criticize and say, you know, it's a bit distasteful. Of course it is, but it's satirical drag. So you're either with it or you're not.
That's what that drag is. Always been pushing those boundaries. Drag is always commenting.
It's satirical. It's taking shit up. So I get it.
I want to know, Jeffrey, the Lindy Chamberlain thing. Now, tell me your obsession level. Go.
Probably 12 out of 10. And here's the thing, like, it brought it all back in the news. Everybody's commenting all over all the YouTube videos. I'm here because of RuPaul's Drag Race. So really, it brought it back to the forefront. So maybe people will, you know, get in touch with it again. So the next time a dingo steals the baby, they'll believe her.
It's such a crazy story, and I just like, I didn't know that she was still currently alive. Like, I do wonder like how she would feel.
I want to get her on the show, bitch.
She's not coming on this shit heap. She just did a like multi-part documentary for both Channel 7 and Channel 10 in Australia. She got that money. Like,
did anyone clock the dingo ate my baby joke episode 1 first scene of like Down Under?
Yeah.
I was like, so it's just like, it's interesting to see when another queen steps outside and brings up the same issue that has also been made fun by everyone. Like, why is it like it seems highlighted in a net? Like, I don't understand why it's like people are having this problem with this when we've all said it growing up. I knew growing up, like all my parents were saying it. Like, they're pretty
we live in
family,
an age now of cancel culture, don't we? So, you know, if you can be offended over anything, you'll you'll go for it.
I think the fact
look,
that it is,
not many babies get taken by dingoes, so I don't think it's this big epidemic or anything that we need to be really that upset over. I think it's really fucked what Lindy went through. Let's be honest.
It is.
Like,
Well, that's
she
a
went through
tragedy.
some
The
shit.
the
and
point
we
we're
can
trying to make, we're not getting on a soapbox about Lindy Chamberlain, but the point
I'm
we're trying to
getting on
make.
one, okay, so let me do
All right,
it and let me flick
Kat,
my hair.
just calm down. You flick your hair for a second, babe. The point is that I think it was uniquely Australian humour,
Yeah.
and that necessarily doesn't translate for people that don't have that darker sense of humour. That people are like, that's someone's child. It's like, yeah, but what Drag Race did is nothing compared to what the Australian media did to her for 20, 30, nearly 40 years. Like, they said that she sacrificed the child for like Satan worship and and her children killed the child and her husband killed. Like, this is,
but like, what's the difference between this?
Thing.
Yeah, what's the difference between this though and Anita Wiglet mentioning, "Oh, wear a seatbelt"? Like, people were like, it's give and take. I think the problem with stan culture is people are very decisive of what they care about and what they don't. Like the way that the seasons change, and it's just a matter of being on the same train. But like, I just think drag has always been there to be a satire of what's going on politically, socially, and it's just, I think that people need to learn to take things with a greater soul. I was really upset to see the backlash online after this episode about that, when it was one of the best Snatch Game performances out of the whole thing.
Look, it had to be because the
Quite
rest
terrible.
was fucking dire.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Homeboy, he should have been sent home. That shit was wretched. That that was bad too. That was so bad.
Well, who are you talking about, Jeff?
The one,
Which one had to get sent home?
the fucking one whose husband died by Stingray.
Oh, video and
Bindi.
No,
Well, the
she-
bitch did get sent home.
No, she was meant to be Bindi. She's meant to be Bindi Irwin, his daughter.
Whatever. Either way, it was
sorry, he thought it was the wife.
It was
Yeah.
trash.
No,
It was
I've read
trash.
lots of comments on Facebook that say that
she was on your Dancing
Terry
with the
Irwin has
Stars.
the head of a robber's dog. And that's not my words. That's what I've read on Facebook.
That would be
So
one of your.
I'm sorry to that. I felt the need to regurgitate that shit.
But look, it's okay. The less said, the better, really, about everyone else. Lizzo was shocking. I don't know how you get Dolly Parton so wrong. How do you get Dolly Parton so wrong?
Stop real quick. Who the fuck is Lizzo? I don't even know.
Lizzo is feeling good as hell.
Still don't
I
know.
feel my head.
Are you saying who is Lizzo?
Oh.
Oh, that was bad.
She's the one that slides that like giant flute out of herself and like.
Yeah, that's her. So we had who else? Jennifer Coolidge was passable, but she looked nothing like her.
Jennifer Coolidge was too skinny.
The voice was good though.
The voice was good. Moira Rose, look, it wasn't horrendous, but she looked nothing like her. But she was willing to give it a little bit of to and fro. I'm really disappointed.
That's the only thing that was good about it.
I'm disappointed in the Magda Sabansky. She looked so much like Magda's character, and then there was just no jokes.
But
there was not one. I said love. I said pet. I said love. Like,
she was
Jeff, that you wouldn't know that character, but it's from a sketch show here that aired in the 90s called Fast Forward, and she was just a bogan. But
you'll know
she
who
looks,
Mr. Bansky is.
You know who Magda is, but he won't know the character.
A sketch comedy character, no.
But yeah, everyone else was fucking dire, and you could just I could feel everyone's skin crawl. Like, you could see Reese and Michelle are just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
That's all to spring on episode 2, though. I guess the nerves definitely would have had a toll.
This is the thing. There's been 150,000 seasons of the show. You know it's coming. Like, you know it's coming somewhere.
Not in episode 2, though. Come on, girl.
But you know,
they were a bit shocked.
You go in prepared. If you don't go in prepared, Luke. Sorry, Kat. Whoops. Excuse me. If you don't go in, if you don't go into this show with a fucking character, knowing how to dance, and knowing
Well, they
at
all
least
get
the
given the
rudimentary,
outline.
knowing the
what they need to do.
rudimentary way, like rules of sewing, then you're fucking yourself to start with. Like, it's not like they're going to reinvent the wheel for Australia. You know that there's going to be at least one singing challenge. There's going to be acting challenges. There's going to be dancing challenges, and there's going to be Snatch Game. I'm not wrong.
No, you're
I'm
right.
not wrong.
No one's arguing.
I'm not wrong. But speaking about some arguments, let's have a look at some runway looks, shall we?
Change your costume,
Girl.
Mimi. Change it around.
I love a title card. So it was the Sea-Sickening Ball, this one, wasn't it?
It was.
It
So who are we
was.
starting with? Because I've got notes
look,
here.
I've got it.
notes.
Let's start with Art Simone in the green.
Yeah, she looked like shit. She looked like someone who'd shit themselves and forgot to wash their knickers after they'd shit them, and they went all moldy.
And how many of these queens have been for this to happen as well? Like, you know?
Jeffrey, what did we think of Art Simone? She was the green.
Yes.
I thought it just
See
looked
which.
very like dirty. I didn't care for the teeth. Like he was a homely boy and he was a homely girl and his attitude sucks. So the seafoam thing was just not cute to me. It just looked dirty, old. No.
She looked like the drugs had taken toll, and they probably had.
Look, the only ones that I think are commendable to stand out to look a bit different are Karen from Finance as that giant shark.
That was amazing.
Karen,
cute.
yes.
That was
I
a moment.
thought she was gonna get ripped to filth for that.
No, she looked cute because that's her shtick as well. Like, it's so campy and pathetic and crazy.
We'll
It's
talk- we'll
camp,
talk
yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
talk more about that later. But I also thought etc.'s look was something different. I
Yeah,
thought,
no,
like,
look, I thought that like she would probably score some dick wearing that. So yeah,
Wait,
go
which
et
one's
cetera,
that?
et cetera.
she's the
The
one
one
in
in the
the old
deep sea
school
diver.
diving suit.
Oh yeah. I looked.
She was the
The
new
one in
Chamberlain.
the-
And
Get
then
it, et
look,
cetera.
everyone else is pretty forgettable. I think. I'm sorry.
Scarlett Adams' color scheme or whatever. Like, what is that? Mardi Gras, like Mardi Gras in a coral reef.
He's gonna win.
I'm just like, nah. No,
I'm telling you right now that Boy George hat wearing miserable little drama queen is gonna fucking win because
But
RuPaul
little boy.
always picks those assholes and it's like stuck up their ass. That motherfucker's
like the-
gonna win, and I hate his guts. His whole life, I hate his whole life.
Well, someone's coming back.
Ooh, the drama.
Oh,
The drama. We'll have to wait. and
there's so
see,
many
but
rumors flying around, and I was like, no.
Can we talk about this fucking lip sync? I need to just break into
Sorry.
everyone here. The
Yeah.
whole big promo for this episode, Kylie and Danny Minogue. Kylie and Danny Minogue. And a
Where the
random
fuck were
ass
they?
RuPaul song comes on for the lip sync.
What the fuck?
No. Can
like-
we just dial back a couple of
What the heck?
fucking levels before the lip sync? Where the fuck were Kylie and Danny
They were
Minogue?
never going to be
Never
there.
in the room. No, I
They were
get
never
it.
going to be there. They were
But
never,
let's
if they
get some
can't,
better production values. Send some better cameras in. Like, oh, Kylie, just ring us from your phone, girl. Ring us from
they
your
can't-
fucking
they
Nana
can't even
phone.
do a full. They
Because
can't
I'm
even do a
sure
full-size
Kylie's phone was
workroom.
better quality than the shit they filmed that with.
They can't
Danny's
do a full-size
webcam was
workroom.
definitely better than Kylie's, I must say. I was like, Kylie just
Yeah,
looked
get
like she
it,
put her
Danny.
iPhone like on the. Oh, yeah.
First time
yes.
you've surpassed Kylie, girl. Get it?
Not the first time.
Oh, the cool gays knows who's who. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
That Neon Nights album could top the charts right now. Like,
Work.
she's the
I agree. So after that horrible lip sync, we said goodbye to Art Simone in probably one of the most embarrassing exit interviews I've ever seen.
No, it's so sad because she had the best looks out of all of them, as she
No,
said.
that was what was that? What was that exit interview?
I
The
can't
train
remember.
wreck.
What was it? Doesn't mean
She's
a
the
thing.
most detailed, and
Hot Mess Express.
I couldn't even just the sheer drama of it all.
It's trash. You just look at him as a boy. Like if I saw him
if
on
that
the
wasn't a
street,
hissy fit, I do not know what was.
I'd be like, he lives in a trailer. He shops at Walmart. Like trash. Like
I'll stop bringing up past producers. You're being so bitchy now.
Oh, leave her. Look, I'm going to be completely honest about the episode 2. I was ready to check out after episode 2. I'm like, if this is as good as it's going to get, I am done. Because that was bar Lindy Chamberlain and Queen Elizabeth. That was probably one of the worst episodes of Drag Race I've ever seen.
oh, come on, it wasn't that bad. We've had worse in America.
Yeah.
We'll move on to episode 3 now.
It ain't easy getting in front of a camera when you're used to being on stage and having all that shit put in your face and everybody's producing the shit out of you, telling you what role to play. It's not easy.
Yeah.
We've all had our brushes with reality TV, Jeff. It's okay. all had our brush. Promises. So yeah, we're moving on to episode 3. Now, as I said, I thought episode 2 was probably the worst episode, one of the worst episodes of Drag Race I've ever seen. And for a Snatch game, I think there's only like 1 or 2 Snatch games that I've seen that were worse. I was like, oh god. But episode 3, I was pleasantly surprised. Although I do think that Miss Coco Jumbo got a bit too big for her boots with saying she was a lip sync assassin and rah and like reading Art Simone.
But if you sent home
she
Art Simone, you would totally be in the same boat.
It was just shit. And the lip sync at the end of that episode too, I just found I didn't think it was amazing. I thought it was a bad song. It was a RuPaul song, and just thought it didn't lend to either of their strengths either. I don't think either of them were worse than each other. I don't think any of them, I don't think Coco Jumbo was a lip sync assassin. I think, bitch, you were lucky that Art Simone assassinated herself.
Self-proclaimed.
Yeah, you're lucky that bitch suicided, because it was not cute. The whole thing was just ugh.
All right, so let's get down to some conspiracy theories. Who do we think wrote this note?
Looking back on the eliminations, there's only been 2. It's like who, like the options aren't very there's not many choices, and it's like who do you think is going to come back? Why do you think we're watching out? Oh, because someone just had a hissy fit and
Well, I think they're trying to allude to one of the current contestants may have written it instead to psychologically fuck them out. I don't.
about that.
Yeah, I think that was
This was
what was a sort
little
of.
twink like that. Scarlett Adams would do something like this. Got to be careful with those pretty boys.
No.
You do got to be careful, those pretty boys. So we moved into a weird Baywatch challenge, which I don't really have much to say about.
Etc. had balloons in her leotard, which was cute,
Over the top. And you had Krusty the Clown.
Yeah.
Karen from Finance. I was like, oh, all right.
Look, I'm really sorry, but I know that Karen from Finance is a very loved queen, but I'm not seeing I've never seen her live or anything. I'm not seeing the appeal. She's not funny. The looks are polished.
She's huge down here in Melbourne.
The looks are polished. Look, the looks are 100% polished, but from what I've seen, she's not. If she's meant to be a comedy queen, I ain't seeing it.
Well, that one bitch, you wouldn't even know he's on the show. He had only done one little confessional video. What's the one? The short, fat one.
Maxi.
Yeah, him,
Maxi
I didn't even know. I was like, all of a sudden, his confessional popped up. I'm like, where the hell he come from? And then when they did that, I saw that Coco Jumbo finally did Lizzo for real.
Can I please get into my notes on Maxi Shells for episodes 1, 2, and 3? That breastplate, fucking hell! Get a lighter shade, girl. It don't match. It too fucking dark. You either fake tan yourself, rock yourself. Don't use that fucking 2 tones darker skin tone breastplate in every single outfit you're wearing. It's doing head in. Either bronze that head and shoulders, or get a lighter breastplate. Like, girl, I'm sorry that was the one that was on sale or whatever you were doing at the time. But holy shit, every time I see you in every single challenge with the titty plate, it looks shit. It actually looks shit. And I know that you can do it a drag because I've actually seen you so many times in Sydney. Back, 30, 40 kilos
You've seen her
lighter.
without the breastplate?
I saw her when she didn't
Oh.
need the breastplate because she wasn't a mess. But
But anyway, as famous drag race alumni say, choices. We moved into a very interesting challenge. As I said, I thought that last episode was probably one of the worst episodes. I said this episode was red hot. I was like, okay, I was quite impressed with the quality of the song, given what we'd heard from
what the
UK
Michelle Visage vehicle.
But from the UK version and the Canadian version, the music hasn't been really great. Was okay. I'm surprised there weren't more actual singers, but everyone just speaks now. Let's talk about Group 1, shall we?
Okay.
Now, so this was Coco, etc., Scarlett Adams, and Anita Wiglet.
Yep.
Now, this group got very high praise for their choreography.
Yeah.
Now, we'll talk about it more later. We'll talk about it more later, but I think that Scarlett and etc. were probably the standouts in that group.
Scarlett shouldn't be running around in a top where her male chest is showing when it's not meant to be the feature.
That's what's happening these days.
Male nipples everywhere and this flat little bony chest. Bitch, either fix it up or make it the prominent feature and make it be what should be shown, because it was very clear it wasn't what she intended, and it just looked like a lazy job. That was my note.
Someone's got opinions. Ooh.
Yeah, cats.
Well,
fuck something.
Don't do it. You just don't do it. We've all got great chests, I'm sure, but either make it the reason that you're showing your male chest, or don't.
Jeffrey, any opinions on the first group?
I was really hoping they would be bad because I hate the whore Scarlett with a passion. But they were actually all right, because they were just catty bitches. But those guests that they had on, we didn't even talk about those two weird guys, the one with the frosted tips and the pushed-in face. Who were they?
Oh, Troye Sivan! And I didn't even know who the other guy was.
Oh, Troye Sivan. Leland is one of RuPaul's songwriters.
Oh, because his face is all pushed in, looking like.
And Troye Sivan is an Australian singer.
That's true. Just Australian icon, really.
Australian gay icon.
They were other.
I missed the blonde hair. That was upsetting.
Wait. I'll do it as Kat.
Cool.
I didn't know who they were either.
You're all showing your age a bit there.
Yeah, probably.
All right, let's talk about
bitch
group.
People in the same year. Don't get cute.
Yeah, I know who they are though. Work. Let's talk about group 2.
Oh,
so we had
God.
Maxi Shields and her breastplate. We had Ketamine, we had Karen from Finance, and we had Electra Shock.
Okay, so my notes again for Maxi were that two-tone tit plate. I can't fucking deal with it. I'm sorry.
Now that you pointed it out, I cannot stop.
I know she a bit lazy. I know when she lay on the floor, they're saying, "Oh, you should have been fatter and lazier." I just can't with it. I think, you know what? If you're going on a show like this, invest some money. Get some tits that match your skin tone. Very basic.
Yeah.
Do you agree with
yeah. Sorry, do you agree with how the judges seem to think that Auckland Electroshock was just like kind of making it more about herself. Do you like because
No, I
she was the
Yes.
only
No,
one
this
that
is
gets
what
Yes.
this is what I want to talk about.
That
This is what
was
I want to
wrong.
talk about.
That
Okay,
fucking
let me go
bitch.
first because I'm the one who put makeup on. I think
All
that
right.
was wrong because in any other fucking season of Drag Race, if someone killed it and dropped their shit and worked their pussy and whatever, they'd be all like, "Oh my god, like amazing, amazing," and I feel like they turned the knife against her. Like I've thought that she
Yeah.
did
wasn't
her
good.
best with what she had to go with, and she tried to make them look better by using her dancing skills to pump it up. And I think that they sort of turned
Yeah.
it around. That's just how I feel.
Jeffrey,
He
Jeffrey?
looked like he was having a seizure while he was dancing. It wasn't good. Maybe had he shined and it was good, they wouldn't have put the knife in his back, but he was terrible. He'd already done his wah wah queen for the day. I own a dance studio. Well, maybe that's why you lost it, homie. Fucking take a class because you didn't look good. Oh,
Oh shit!
no.
And now we'll hear from two professional choreographers in the room. Matt, do you want to go? What did you think? What do you think about the drama?
I hope. Well, I think like the whole, just performance against performance. I actually think the second one was a bit meh, and I was a bit more into the first. But I just like didn't really. It didn't come together for me. Like it wasn't actually a package that I would want to enjoy if it wasn't just presented to me on force. But I think it was great that Electra got to share that side of her, and it was really great to see her become part of the girls, and especially when Maxi was like really kind of. I feel like he was seen as such an underdog for the first two episodes, so it's kind of nice to see more embraced by the other queens. But I'm just waiting for the choreography to like evolve a little bit more than just the jump split that everyone goes 8-4. Like I'm just like it's been like that. That's been like the climax of every lip syncs for the past like 7 seasons, and I'm just kind of over all of that like stuff. Choreography wise, the first group was very clean, very together, very entertaining. The second just looked like a little bit of a sloppy mess, but I agree that they had a bit of a sense of community and they worked together.
I'm going to disagree with you. We're going to have
Really?
choreographer wars. Yep. I thought
Get
the
it,
only
Abby
reason
Lee. Come on, Abby Lee.
Oh,
Get
no.
I thought the only reason that first group was together was because it was so simple, and obviously that's the job. That's what they wanted. They wanted a clean together girl group.
Okay.
I don't think you can level the critique because I watched them both several times. You can't level the critique at Electra that she tried to outdance everyone when Scarlett had 2 of her cast members
Oh, I don't agree with that.
lift her to do a backward split leap over someone else while everyone else just moved her around the stage. I don't think that's a valid critique. I think that maybe they don't like Electra that much. I thought that she was performance-wise, I thought she outperformed everyone, but they're calling her the Beyonce. It's not a group that's going to win the show. It's an individual that's going to win the show. So why wouldn't you want to stand out?
Who is the one in the yellow outfit?
I'm with you, bitch. I'm with
It's
you.
just again.
I am with
It's like
you.
it's just
That's
sorry. That's draw. Really, you just got to do what you got to do. And
that's ketamine.
No, I felt like her
she stood out to me.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
felt
saying.
like the critique against Electra was unfair. I did feel like she was targeted, and I felt like sometimes they can switch the narrative of the show. That's what I was saying. If it was any other season, if it was some other bitch, if they wanted them to win, they'll be saying, "Oh, she was so amazing."
Okay,
in this situation.
Listen, maybe that is acceptable dancing down there, okay? But like rules from like that, just it didn't look good. His dancing, his technique, his style, his seizure, like manic fucking thing he had going on was not good. Like, so yeah, if you're trying to be the star,
it's hard to look good doing that when you don't look
good.
She stinks.
All right, so I think had these groups been slightly different, I think if Coco and Maxi were in the same group, they both would have been in the bottom, and they both deservedly would have been in the bottom. That's all I'm going to say about that. We'll move on, I guess, to the runway for this episode, shall we?
Change your costume,
girl.
Mimi. Change it around.
This week we had Bogan Prom. Let's look at it. So we had etc. on the end in basically a tracksuit and Ugg boots.
What the
She
fuck?
was like a real shit Paris Hilton, wasn't she? Like, isn't that what she was going for?
Like it's
She was going for
trash.
that-
The Goonback idea was
Jay-
gold.
What the
She
fuck?
was going for that early 2000s J-Lo sweatsuit look that everyone tried to do and is very popular still in the inner west of Sydney. So it is culturally correct.
Newtown
but
and
still-
more.
Exactly, Matt. Not really a formal
You
wear.
know, the guy who invented the goon sack was Australian, and he only like died like maybe 2-3 years ago.
Oh, there you go. The more you know. Thank
Have a bit
you,
of
Matthew.
Australian culture in there, yeah.
Coco Jumbo in a dress that doesn't
Nice.
fit.
Yeah,
dress
she
that
looks
doesn't
like
fit.
a big purple grape that needs to
In
just...
shoes that don't fit and look like they're about to
She
explode.
looked like
Oh!
Grimace. She looked like Grimace. You all know Grimace,
bang.
right?
I don't get this Anita Wiglet look. I don't get it at all.
You know it was shit.
The blacked out teeth, I guess she was going for a bogan look, but I don't get the
Yeah.
dress.
She had little
No, I don't
ciggies
either.
on her ears, on her
Um,
earrings. But so did
Look,
the
I'll
other
give it
bitch.
to I'll give it to Scarlett. The goon sack dress was pretty epic.
Yeah,
Wait,
no, I
the
didn't
only
like
one I'm
green
interested
sack
in-
dress with the ciggy earrings as well, but she
the-
made it work.
Wait, are you talking about the space trash look?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's cask wine.
Oh, he doesn't know what a
definitely,
goon sack is. Oh my
Yeah.
Oh,
gosh.
because he's not from
Okay.
Australia.
Yeah.
I loved the wine purse of the thing, but the dress itself, I just thought looked like space trash. It didn't fit. It didn't look like the top of it didn't fit
Well,
right or
bitch, you
whatever.
didn't get the joke because the whole fucking thing was that it was meant to all be one big goon sack, which is one big wine bag.
So it's basically
Anyway.
a bag of wine in a box. Which is,
That's how
We used to
that's
do-
how we
Oh,
spent.
well, then I don't get most of those bitches up there.
Yeah, no, I don't get most of them because they are good. But Electroshock in
She
some
looked like
kind of-
Cyndi Lauper.
She looked like Cyndi
after she got
Lauper
raped.
meets Madonna
After
meets a
she got
football
date
player.
raped.
Like, bitch lives in a trailer.
Ketamine.
Oh,
missed,
there was like a home
Ke-
invasion.
Ketamine missed the brief.
I thought it was-
100%.
Maybe she was the pink lady that just happened to be.
Yeah, she looks like a 50s like rocker.
Just
I don't
her
get
grease
what
She
that
looks
has-
like
I've seen them all
Cyndi
here
Lauper
right now, like-
had she done MDMA.
Exactly, Cyndi Lauper now.
Yeah.
And then I was going to say Karen for finance, but no. Little Maxi Shields.
Yeah, with those tits that still don't match.
It ain't good.
Yes. Change your costume, Maxi.
Change your titties, Maxie.
And then Karen for finance in a horrible pantsuit.
But I
don't
thought
know.
Karen from finance in a horrible pantsuit at least looked like she meant to wear a horrible pantsuit.
He's got the pointed hair, right? The blonde hair is the boy,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
I think the reason why he gives good face behind the scenes. Like if you've noticed, his confessionals on there a lot.
His confessionals are good, but it's not. He's a very famous queen here in Australia. Like before the show, he's a famous queen, and I'm not seeing the appeal.
Oh, I think
What-
a lot of
what
it's
is the
just
appeal?
not going to translate to this show because you could be a famous queen anywhere, and RuPaul's Drag Race is very particular. That shows kind of sets up people that don't have a certain aesthetic attitude to fail.
But this is the thing. She's a polished professional, like merchandise selling queen. Like she's A-League. That's why, as it was discussed, these people didn't audition. These people were invited to be on the first season.
So
that was
yeah.
sourced.
They were sourced via the internet. So they knew what she was capable of. Like they know what she's capable of, and I'm not seeing it. I really want Karen to be amazing, but I ain't seeing it.
I just feel a little
let's-
let down.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think
Yeah.
any of them are that great.
All right, let's look at the lip sync. again, Coco Jumbo barely knew the words, and apparently is a lip sync assassin. And then I
Yeah.
don't know what was
She
going on with
assassinated herself.
I don't know what was going on with Electra's choreography.
He
It
looked
was
like he was having a seizure, Steve. That's what I keep
No,
telling you.
it looked like we were back in new school hip hop class at full time.
He's not a good dancer.
Yeah, exactly. It was like popping and locking weirdness.
Yeah.
Well, she is better than
Oh,
Coco
trust her.
Jumbo, so leave her alone.
I
They were
thought
not Rosa
Jumbo-
moves, don't worry.
No, they weren't.
Coco Jumbo.
So yeah, sadly we had to say, or sadly or not, we had to say goodbye to Coco.
I'd have sent the
Um,
other
I
one
just couldn't
home.
see anybody.
Damn
Like,
bitch.
so, like, to see someone who I know and who I love watching perform, and then just to see that not arrive on the TV show, I'm like, okay, I don't know. You don't warm up on the third date. You give it all you got at the first go, and like, I'm just like, nah. Let's cut them. Let's
Yeah.
get down. I'm just like the queens that have been individually selected. They're all very good in their right way, but I feel like together they're just I don't know. They're just not gelling well together.
Yeah, it's not a
Seem
good
like
mix,
a great
I don't
cast.
think.
Yeah, I was really interested to see who made the cut. Considering that I did a little bit of drag down here, and because I was dancing, I did a lot of dance work in Sydney. That's how I know a lot of the queens. So it was just like it was interesting to see who got picked, and when they were like back who the entire cast was, because there's a lot of talent in Australia, and it's just really sad that this was kind of like the first season, because I feel like it's going to impact the brand down here, and there are so many queens that would have just gone on and just like killed it.
Look,
Again, coming out
as
of-
Johnny said, sorry,
Yeah,
Nat,
sorry.
as Johnny said in our Lost episode, and Kat alluded to in our Lost episode as well. The second season queens have already signed NDAs, so they're ready to
How do you
go.
know all this?
They're ready to go. So
I've got a name.
Okay.
I know a name.
At the end
we
of
know
the
a
day,
name. So they're not.
I'll message
they're-
you, Matt. Just add me to Facebook. We'll talk.
oh,
We'll
this
talk.
bitch.
We'll talk.
Vying for a date.
We'll talk.
So look, next episode looks like it's going to be interesting. We're going to have a sewing challenge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh,
Ooh,
first time in a
God.
while.
I can't
Actually,
remember the
episode
last. I
4,
honestly can't remember the last one.
Bianca?
It's always been an unconventional
Well, yeah.
challenge, like unconventional material challenge rather than a sewing challenge, because everyone knows their way around a glue gun. But like, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. Definitely, it'll be interesting to see what comes.
I'm interested
I
to see
think-
what the next challenges and the like later challenges will be, because they've expected each year Drag Race seems to expect so much so soon. If that makes sense. Like the challenges are getting like much more bigger and much more like challenging. Like what they're doing in week 2 was like what they were doing like grand finale of like season 2, 3. It's just like Drag has become so much big. It's interesting to see where they're going to go with this, because I feel like it's elevated even more.
I did say this last time as well. It's the level of expectation now that you're on that show is like beyond what anyone auditioning for the first 6 seasons would have expected. I think after season 5 and season 6 was where the show apex, and it was like, this is what the show can be, and this is the talent it can find. And they've been just trying to either chase that or extend that feeling. But the queens that are coming on now know that they come with designer couture gowns ready to go. They
It's
pay
not
up.
as exciting, and the things are the
And
same.
that's
Don't
the
get to
thing.
that. That's like
They kept doing new things every season, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, it's the same shit. Like, who cares? And the queens, I felt like, you know, that one season there with the Adore and all them, like, they were crazy bitches. It was entertaining, where these guys, I think, are a little bit more chill. They're not as...
They're more
or-
aware of social media. They
they're
don't want
Australian,
to
like-
shoot themselves in the foot.
Right. Because if you come across as a bitch, it could fuck you.
But this is what I said. They all came across as bitchy. That first episode, and this is what I said on the Lost episode. Acting like a cunt is not a talent or an
Right.
attitude.
Right.
Like that is like that. you've got 550 million nasty queens that can do that.
What about the one that said, I think it was the beginning of the second episode, it's like, oh my God, it's so horrible watching her dreams get ripped out from underneath her. And I'm like, bitch, it could have been you. Shut the fuck up and sit down, you dumb bitch.
Exactly.
Like, what are you doing?
But I want to see a little bit more originality. I want to see some Australian gumption and, you know, get to it. Like, I want to see some comedy. I want to see something that I won't see on UK and I won't see in Canada. I won't see on Drag Race. I want to see something that's uniquely Australian.
Want some more dingoes.
I just want something. I don't
I
know.
really thought that was great. Yeah. It's just a little like we had. The original couple seasons we had Untucked, where all the drama, like the show after the show, that was great. Like it usually brought itself. I don't feel like that would be going on here. No. But too, we don't know. Like, was this? You said they moved it to New Zealand to film. So they probably had crazy protocols. Everybody was wicked stressed out.
It was mid-pandemic. Like, we've got to cut them some slack, and I think the second season will definitely be a step up, no matter what happens. I think season 2, when we get around to it, will definitely be a step up. It's just like the season 13 queens. They had to adapt and really like put on and where 13 I think did it quite successfully. I think the international versions are struggling a little bit because they don't have that huge workforce to do all that. It's also
really it's really interesting to see where Rue is going as well and who he's giving like the kind of like host role to, because I feel like he like not going to Canada was an interesting choice because Canada's so close. But then he went to the UK. He's done. I was surprised to see him walk through the workroom. To be honest with you,
I think at this point RuPaul's going to do what RuPaul wants to do. The fact that his husband is Australian,
always done it.
Yeah, like he's not going to be anywhere he doesn't want to be. I don't think he was up for going to Canada in the fucking freezing cold and whatnot. And
I don't understand why you didn't just have Canadian queens on. In America, you know what I mean? Like it's RuPaul's Drag Race. It's North America. What I don't. It's
but like, when was Brooklyn the idea to be that host? Because Brooklyn, like, what? That was an interesting choice.
Well, look, choices again. Choices. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I think that about wraps it up for this action-packed double episode. Oh, and the lovely Catherine.
Girl.
And the lovely Catherine. I was about to let you close out the show.
Oh, okay. All right.
So thank you, Jeffrey, and thank you, Matt, for joining us tonight. There's a lot. I think there's a lot to be seen. So we'll keep watching. And Kat, you'll be back with who knows as your co-host next time.
Exactly, because we just don't know anymore.
You just never know when the bitch is going to show up.
Well, exactly, and like what they've taken. So, look, I've really enjoyed tonight. I'm glad that we've recapped episode 2 and 3, and I can't wait till we recap episode 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under.
All right, from this big packet of cigarettes, we'll see you later, everyone. Bye.